Hi everyone. It's great to be speaking with you again today. And the past few weeks we've been chatting about what it means to run a business that is truly focused on people. Running a business is hard as it is. The pressurized environment of income statements and balance sheets and clients and regulators is a harsh environment. And now to try to strike the balance between focusing on business but also focusing on people, that balance is what we're trying to solve for in our time together. We've anchored our discussion in Scripture, James 3:13-17. And in that piece of Scripture, we've got 4 amazing keys to help us in this balancing act. The first key is to get our egos out of the way. Secondly, focus on the wisdom of God. Thirdly, to be consistent and transparent in all your actions and interactions with people within your business. And then lastly, to be able to just focus on somebody else, on other people as opposed to ourselves. We are taking those keys, and today we are applying it to the ability to retain people within our businesses, and then to performance management and when things go wrong in our businesses and in relationship with our people. In the first instance, let's talk about retention of people. Hiring people is difficult as it is. I remember so clearly that one of my colleagues came up to me the one day and we had a difficult conversation, and as a joke I just said, "Listen, who is the stupid one between the two of us?" And my colleague retorted and he said, "Well, we all know that you don't hire stupid people, Boshoff." So it wasn't lost on me. And then I realized how difficult it is to retain people when the pressure of business actually transpires. Now, retention starts, in my opinion, with understanding not that people have ambition, but that people have calling, have purpose. I remember so many times talking about career advancement and people wanting to move from their roles in our business, and inwardly I just wanted to scream, "Please, can you just park your ambition? Can you put it to the side? We've got a business to run here. You've got a function in the business. Please don't talk to me about moving." Until the day that I realized that it's less about ambition and it's more about the calling of that person as opposed to the pressure of what they have to deliver in our business. That day, the way that I think about retention changed. Specifically, if you think about millennials in our businesses. So many people have written and have spoken about millennials in the workplace. I remember driving behind a clapped out little car the one day with a millennial in the car, and he was driving slowly because the car couldn't drive fast, and I wanted to get past because I was late for a meeting, and the person in the car was just unfazed by my pressures. And at the back of his car there was a bumper sticker, and I really giggled at the bumper sticker because the bumper sticker said the following. It said, "Geek by day, ninja by night." And I realized that generation, the millennials, they know that there's so much potential in this world, in the environment, and they really sometimes feel like geeks by day and ninjas by night, and they struggle to balance the two. And specifically, maybe this chat today is so important for those of us that have millennials in our business as well. I remember very clearly a millennial in our business, quite a sharp character in our business, walked into my office and he asked me this question. He said, "Boshoff, do you think I should move from position A in our business into role B?" I looked at him and I said, "Please close the door." He left my office and he closed the door behind him. I called him back. I said, "No, you must close the door to the other side of you. I want to chat to you." He closed the door behind him. And then I asked him this business. He's a Christian guy. I asked him this question in business. And I asked him, "So, what are the prophecies that have been spoken over your life?" And he went totally blank. He said, "What do you mean? I'm asking you about position A and position B. What do you mean about prophecies?" And we started talking about his purpose, his calling. What are the things that make him tick? What are the things that God has deposited into his heart and his life and his being and his capability? At the time of discussing it with him, he actually didn't know. He took some time, he took the weekend, he journeyed a bit with his family and with God and trying to figure out just the first tenets of his purpose. He came back a bit later, we started chatting about his purpose, his calling, and it became so clear from that discussion that position B was the wrong thing for him. Since then, we've carved a position in our business around his purpose, around his calling, and he is an amazing skill and a blessing to our business. Retaining people, focusing on them as opposed to the pressures of our business. Using that key out of Scripture really helped me in the way of retaining people. But then sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes we've hired incorrectly. Sometimes a person's purpose or journey takes him or her away from our business. Sometimes there are performance issues that we have to deal with. And again, the keys from Scripture that I think one needs to apply here: consistency and transparency and focusing on that person. We're dealing with people's lives. People in our country, if they were to leave your employer with 30% of unemployment, it's a treacherous place to be in. It is such a sensitive position to be in. We've hired the person, they've put their guts into our business, and now we come to a point where we need to part ways. How do we do that? By still focusing on them, on their well-being and their person. The way to do that, in my opinion, is just to be straight. In performance management, to be straight with people. Say, listen, this isn't working. This is the way to better your performance. This is the way to do things differently. We've tried to bring that systematically into our business, and the way that we do that is we've got a rating scale that we rate the performance of people in our business. Now, some businesses have a 10-point rating scale and a 5-point rating scale. What we decided is we want to force the issue of the crucial straight performance discussion. And we've got 3 points of rating. Either you exceed expectation, you meet expectation, or you don't meet expectation. There's no discussion around you're a 5.2 or a 4.9, and we don't have to actually talk about straight performance. It is force the issue in our business to have the crucial conversation of performance that isn't working very early on in our business. So you can have a straight discussion of what is working and what is not working. And I think it's so important to have integrity in those discussions. And then when you get to the point of should this person leave the business, should this person stay in the business, the wisdom of God has directed my steps, my timing, and my focus so many times. I can tell you so many stories of asking God's wisdom into timing and into whether we should keep a person, but also as to whether we should reposition a person. Maybe they're ineffective in the business just because they position in the wrong role. Again, time on my knees, time with God, time with trying to get His insight into tricky and difficult situations has cast a light of wisdom and insight into our business that I am so thankful for. How to focus on people within the pressures of business. Boy, it's hard. It is so hard because the pressures of business, you have to do business, but never, ever at the expense of the preciousness of people. I really pray and I hope that some of these words and some of the scripture that we've shared will make a difference in your business, and that you can truly say, with God on your side, that you can run a successful business, but also nurture people within it. It's been a great time sharing with you.